guard to center. This game should be a good one. And so off the tip, it's Toronto. Here's Antetokounmpo. Here's Hayes. Pass to Davis. A free ball. Left side Davis. Can't get it to go. On defense, Toronto. Downs. The finger roll finish at the bucket.
That finish brings me back to the old days, the silky smooth finger roll.
Here's Antetokounmpo. Ball's not loose. Downs trails the baseline jumper.
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those.
And just about a minute into the first quarter.
Guys, well, I had a chance to talk with head coach Dwayne Casey.
Here's Antetokounmpo. All sorts of time. The shot will not go.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
And this way.
If they could end every possession with that shot, they'd be happy. 9 times out of 10, that's an easy layup for him.
Puts up a three. And it's White with the rebound.
Not looking good for him so far. 4 straight misses to start the game.
That one is off. And he's good on the second. About a minute and a half through the first quarter. And he was fine on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. First one falls for him. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Here's Davis. He gives a bit of a scoring lift to the team, averaging 8 points a game. First quarter, about a minute and a half in. Hayes in the post. Hayes, no good. Here's Chicago. To the inside. Here's White. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Here's Antetokounmpo. This scoring numbers are pretty strong. He's up there at 21 points a game on average. Andrews. They get the rebound. Outside, Davis. Shot clock at 5. Right side, Davis. Second shot opportunity. He takes it up and brings it in. And so here is Chicago, leading by 5. Times. And the officials call goaltending, so they award the basket.
You got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count.
On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe. Now here is Davis. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Andrews. And blocked. Times. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Here's Antetokounmpo. Knocks it loose. Down low. A shot's good from Hayes.
Crisp pass into the paint.
And here are the Bulls now. Times. And it's blocked. Hartenstein knocks down the 3 ball. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. Times. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. 13 points in the game.
Well, I tell you what, I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders. They're not getting the job done.
And so it looks like the Raptors will retain possession here. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Here's Antetokounmpo. Hayes up top. Here's Antetokounmpo. Hayes pulls up. And again, it's Toronto converting. Soft touch off the brush. Here's Davis. Here's Antetokounmpo. Shot from the wing. And again, it's Toronto converting. And Chicago has possession. It's a 5-point game. Dimes. And the shot is good.
He is just tearing it up this court. That lead's not going anywhere while he's this high.
Here's Antetokounmpo. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. And the foul called on Dimes. That's his first foul. Toronto has possession. And here's Hayes. 9 points last game out. Here's Antetokounmpo. Now here's Hayes. Shoots the three. And the Raptors hit again from deep.
D there, guys, was pretty much non-existent. I mean, you can't leave a good shooter like that open.
And it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way.
That's a major mental mistake. I mean, there's no other way for me to describe it. He didn't know where he was on the court. That's a basic fundamental. You have to be alert to where you are.
Now Davis. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it. Dimes. Runs in for the drop. And the layup's good off the glass.
Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on it.
From deep three-point range. It's rebounded by Hayes. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Andrews. And out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession. And so here is Chicago. They lead by 4. It's rebounded by Hayes. Here's Toronto, and they're moving it up. Outside, Davis. Here's Antetokounmpo. Takes it from 10. Can't hit. Here's White. Right now averaging about 5 points a game. Here's Porter. And the layup falls. Toronto calls timeout. Here's Antetokounmpo. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. And out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession. Dimes. It's good from long range. And 2 points for him.
They've been hot here early, dropping them in left and right.
Davis with it. And here's Hayes. Outside for Davis. Launches it. Offensive rebound. And that's a clean ball. Times. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
He's finding all kinds of ways to get it done. What a quarter he's had.
Here's Antetokounmpo. Andrews. And just miss after miss right now.
I think it's going to be tough for them to trim this deficit if he keeps missing those kinds of shots, Kevin. I mean, they need his points.
Fires for three. And it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way. The Raptors making a switch here. And Toronto has possession. Down by 12. Now here is Davis. Hartenstein. That one goes. Count it. 0. He has 7.
Boy, he made a nice little bounce pass there. We call that the pocket pass, and he did it well.
And he drops in the layup off the glass.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the league.
Andrews. Hartenstein. And so he ends a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot two. It's his first trip to the line. The first one falls. And the Raptors making a change here. And he makes both free throws. And it's the Bulls with the ball. It's a 10-point game. Dimes. James the three-point. He has 30.
They're getting a bunch of their points outside of the paint. 3 of their last 5 buckets are from three-point line.
Bolden. Trichet. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own. To the middle. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And something else you notice about him offensively is what a dangerous catch-and-shoot player he is. He's got a quick trigger.
And he knocks down the first one. The Raptors making a switch here. So he gets them both. Pass to Thomas. Relic. That misses off the backboard.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
Here's the three. And that is good. 33 points for him.
These defenders are putting up very little resistance to the three-point shot.
Thomas up top. That's his first personal foul. And the Bulls making a change here. So it's Chicago now. The lead is 15. There's the block. Out of bounds, Bulls ball. Chicago keeps possession. Well, no good again that time. Dimes. And a miss there on the triple. Pass to Thomas. Knocked loose. And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession. Here's Rollins. Bryant so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. On deep. Dimes. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. Guys are looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
Bolden. Barkley grabs the board.
Well, there was no hand in his face right there. I thought for sure he was going to knock that down.
Dimes. Dimes. Off the left rim and out. Trichet. Outside for Thomas. Clock at 4. To end the run. Good.
His eyes were wide open there, guys. Excellent vision to see they had an open shot outside and get it there.
It's tipped. Eight feet away. Second chance effort. Rollins with the bucket.
He was the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle play on the putback by him.
Dimes. The shot no good. And here is Thomas. Uncovered. Kept alive. Launches a three. And the Raptors hit again from deep.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They got to get more intense.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Dimes. From beyond the arc and inside. And he has 42.
Well, they've yet to string many stops together.
Smooth as silk on the finger roll. 5 points in the game. And it's the Bulls with the ball. 15-point game. Dimes. And that's not going to go. Domination in the first quarter. It's been pretty lopsided. It's the Bulls. After this break, we'll be back. And welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. More action in store as the players get ready to go. Having a nice break to get hydrated with Gatorade. And guys, we've seen a confident-looking Bulls team out there. Rebound by the Raptors.
That's a shot you've got to take if you're looking for the three-pointer. I mean, the defense was nowhere around.
Here's Powell. Lampley. And there are the Raptors with another bucket.
Picture perfect with the turnaround. There's no stopping that shot.
For three. Shot is no good. Second quarter of basketball, about 1 minute played so far. Here's Powell. Six to shoot. Downtown. The shot no good. Freeman. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. And he's got his first free throw of the game. And the first one at the line is good. And the Raptors making a change here. Both shots good from the stripe. Here's Paul. Got a piece of it. And out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession. Carter with it. 15-point game. A minute and a half gone here in the second quarter. The shot got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And the first one drops. That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. Dimes with the lead pass, and he gets the bucket.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spot. You don't always throw it to your teammate, you throw it to where he needs to be.
Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. Now here's Hayes. That's good. He's got 9. From deep three-point range. No good.
Well, after that great first quarter from outside, he's cooled down here.
Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Here's Paul. And he converts the layup.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
On deep. And it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way. Making a change here. Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Toronto calls timeout. Dimes with a... Now here's Hayes. Here's Powell. It's all in by the Bulls. And for those of you just joining us, in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by. Dimes. And again, no good by Chicago.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
Andrews. Shot is off. Dimes. His 3-pointers off the mark.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
Powell inside. Comes up empty down low.
All the defender had to do there was just stay close to him, and he did.
And just over 3.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. That is good.
Great idea to pull up and take the transition three there. The D was in position to block his path to the hoop as he took it inside.
Hits the jumper in space. Dimes. And the Bulls, another three.
Back-to-back threes for him. The defense is slacking off a bit.
Here's Powell. From deep. There's the bucket. Good. He has 7.
After going scoreless in the first, he's really found a way to turn it on here in the second quarter.
And Chicago scoring again.
This guy's putting on a clinic out there. Everything is sound and sharp and crisp. He's really the centerpiece of their offense.
Stolen away. And here are the Raptors now, trailing by 19. There's a good screen. He's with it. Six on the shot clock. Here's Powell. He has 7. Andrews. That really is range, and it's off target.
Some of the shots he's taken have been real head scratchers. I mean, come on, he's out there playing like it's a game of horse at the moment.
They get it back. Dimes. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful.
What a job he's doing here. I mean, his second quarter has been even better than his first, and that was pretty good.
Here's Powell. Outside, Davis. Here's Powell. There's the triple. No good. Defensive rebound. Carter with it. Dimes. No good. Now Davis. There's the pick. Powell. Outside, Davis. Again, Toronto, no one. Dimes. Freeman. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. We'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
And now we can see them really working it inside.
This is his third free throw attempt of the game. The Raptors making a switch here.
Shooting 100% in the quarter. They've made them all, taking full advantage at the line.
They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. Andrews. That one's good from the corner.
You know, I think, Kevin, they took a bit of a chance there going to the double team, and that left another guy open out there.
Dimes. And that one's good.
Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they're just giving them too many looks inside.
Here's Antetokounmpo. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Pass to Davis. From the arc. Carter pulls it in.
You got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backcourt.
Downs. The wall, 53 is there.
Savvy move to pull up from three-point range on the break there. When you can shoot it like you can, if you got it, take it.
Hartenstein. And out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession. And the Bulls making a change here. Dimes. Unloads from 13. The shot is off. Davis with it. 4-on-3 as they bring it up. Left side, Davis. And out of bounds as the Raptors gain possession.
Making a long pass like that is always a risky proposition.
Here's Antetokounmpo. Pass to Davis. Intercepted. From deep three-point range. An absolute bomb from three-point range.
You know, once he crosses half court, you need to stay away because he can drop it from deep.
Here's Antetokounmpo. Here's Antetokounmpo. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. 5 to shoot. They set the pick. Carter pulls it in. Dimes. And the Bulls, another three.
They're going back to the three-point shot over and over and over.
Knocked away. From outside the arc. Shot is off. Here's Antetokounmpo. Gives him the lead pass. Dimes. Another shot. Now here is Davis. Here's Antetokounmpo. Pocket 6. Here's Davis. They get it again. Hartenstein. Oh, that's blocked. And so it looks like the Raptors will retain possession here. And the Bulls making a change here. And the Raptors with the ball. Here's Antetokounmpo. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. On the clock. Andrews. Hartenstein somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup.
Really, I'd like to see them go after the offensive rebound a little bit more here. Be more aggressive in attacking the ball. That's what offensive rebounding is about, going after the ball. They did a good job of it in the first.
Here's Antetokounmpo. Left side, Davis. Trying his luck deep. Can't get it to go. Dimes. The long distance three is good.
What a top-notch game he's had. He's gotten him in front, and it sure seems like he's going to keep him there. All by himself, it looks like.
Pass to Davis. Left side, Davis. Lampley. And here is Davis. The good-looking shot from the wing. Dimes. And the Bulls, another three. Here's Antetokounmpo. They get a hand on it. Here we go, one-on-one. Dimes. Pass to Porter. Makes it off the glass.
It is so hard to contain. He just seems to get it done however he has to do it.
And the Raptors with the ball. Here's Antetokounmpo. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Shot clock at 6. Blocked. And the officials now calling the shooting foul. He got a lot of ball on the block, but also got the body, so some free throws coming up right now. First free throw is good. And the Raptors making a change here. Second free throw, no good.
You know, so many games are decided by which team wins the rebound battle. And that's held true in this one so far.
Times. Times. The layup off target.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
Upside Thomas. Upside Thomas. Hartenstein. And the Raptors miss again. Times. And again, it's the Bulls from deep. Going through one half, it hasn't even been close. It's the Bulls. Getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. Dimes has been sensational. It's stolen. Here's Antetokounmpo. Finishes the break with a slam. Got a piece of it. Times. No luck. And here's Hayes. Here's Antetokounmpo. Here's Antetokounmpo. Pass to Davis. Here's Antetokounmpo. 6 to shoot. Tries it from 19. And that one's good. And so here is Chicago. Inside. Marking it in. And the shot counts. He's fouled. There's a chance for a three-point play. And this is his second trip to the line in the game. Here's Antetokounmpo. Second half rolling along now. About a minute play here. He's with it. To the paint. Dives for it. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it. Chicago with the ball. Fires the three. Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. But they'll get another chance. Pass to White. Shoots a three. Times. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot.
Their interior defense has been dismal.
Here's Antetokounmpo. Over a minute and a half into the third quarter of action. Now here is Davis. Left side Davis. Six on the shot clock. It's all in by the Bulls.
Well, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
Dimes. Dimes. Into the third we go. 2 minutes in now. Another one falls for Chicago.
Well, he's their leading scorer, Kevin, in this game, and has been the dominant figure today. No doubt about it.
Lanford. It's going to be a goaltending call here, so they'll count the double.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
3 trips to the line so far for him in this one. Times. And Davis pulls it down.
He's really slowed down a bit here in the second half. He hasn't converted a 3 yet after the tremendous first half he had.
Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Lots of room. And it's wide right. It's off the rim.
Misfires again, and the ball just refuses to cooperate with him. It's a tough day so far.
Misses from short range. Here's Antetokounmpo. Right side Davis. Andrews. can't get it to go.
He's giving them little to nothing at the offensive end. I can't put it any other way.
Times. Excellent use of the screen. That's it.
This guy is simply having a great game from outside.
Here's Antetokounmpo.
Pabalik na sa ball.
Third quarter of basketball here in just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Just 5 to shoot. And there's the 3-second call. This one on the defense. And so he hits the technical free throw.
Wala pa.
Bulls on D. Pass to Davis. Rocket 6. Poke loose. Times. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. He's made all 3 of his free throws so far. First free throw is good. And so he hits both. Now Davis. And here's Hayes. Defended by Carter. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Davis. From deep. Chicago grabs the miss. Times. The finger roll finish at the bucket.
Purely from a size standpoint, that is a mismatch that's going to be hard to overcome defensively.
Here's Antetokounmpo. Davis with it. Outside, Davis. Here's Antetokounmpo. Beyond the arc. And it's White with the rebound.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
Pulls up on the elbow. Times. And the Bulls tack on 2 more.
I like the way he's not forcing anything, taking advantage of what the defense is giving him. He's been a key contributor for them in this quarter.
Here's Antetokounmpo. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Pass to Davis. Left side, Davis. Now Hayes. Here's Antetokounmpo. Here's Antetokounmpo. Can't hit from in close. And here's the break. Times. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play. And the Bulls making a change here. And it'll be his fourth time going to the free throw line in the game.
They got to keep fighting their way to the line, guys. This half has been nothing but success for them there.
Here's Antetokounmpo. Pass to Davis. Lampley. That one off the back iron and out. And even 3-on-3 break. Times. And he gets the bucket. Here's Antetokounmpo. They set the pick. Andrews. He's again. Lampley. No one.
Minsan dad.
Picked him clean. To the inside. Here's Antetokounmpo. Goes back up. Here's down low.
Their rebounding has been off the charts today, guys. Reason number one, this game is out of hand.
Times. The Bulls keep it alive. It's tipped. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will retain possession. And the Raptors making a change here. From the inbound. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Appreciate it. No what? Times. From outside, off the mark.
Got a good look, though. I thought that was going to go down.
Outside, Davis. Here's Antetokounmpo. Back to Davis. Here's Antetokounmpo. Pass to Davis. To end the drought. That's good. He has 7.
He can be dangerous from outside. Sure, he didn't get one to go in the first, but we know he can get on the roll and knock him down.
From deep three-point range. No good. Here's Antetokounmpo. Inside. Lets it go. Nice touch on the shot from close range.
Boy, such Outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
From the baseline. And he hits the jumper for two.
What a competitor, Kevin. He's been looking for a shot all game long, and he's really shouldered the load for them offensively.
And again, Toronto with the triple. And Chicago has possession. Times. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Davis with it. And here they come. Here's Antetokounmpo. Another steal. Dimes. No good. He's all alone. Trichet. Rips down the breakaway slam. Here's Chicago. Dimes. And the Bulls with another miss. Right side Davis. To the middle. And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down. Down low. It's deflected.
Ang tanggentin yun, pupunta ko doon. Kasi madala akong gamit. Minsan kasi inahangat charger eh. Na. Ay, di naman ako doon eh. Di ba dito inahangat charger? Kung nalala.
Pass to Davis. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. And it comes off the front of the rim. Dimes. Hands the 12-footer. Here's Antetokounmpo. He has 7. Trichet. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish. Dimes. And he lays it straight in.
It's basically been all him. I mean, he scored most of the points himself.
Now here is Davis. And the foul called on Dimes. That'll be his second foul of the game. The Raptors making a switch here. Here's Antetokounmpo. Tries a three. That's good. 10 points for him.
This is a fantastic performance in this half. He didn't play as well in the first, but you just know with this guy, he's always ready to turn it around.
And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two. And he makes the first. The Bulls making a switch here. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Here's Paul. Poked away. No one near him. Chicago grabs the miss.
Physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. That plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Dimes. You know what?
Well, I tell you, that was double duty right there. He influenced the shot and then got back and cleaned the glass.
Here's Powell. That's good. 9 points in the game so far.
They're not as aggressive from the outside here, but maybe they should think about stretching the defense a little bit, like they did in the first half. I mean, stretching the defense makes it easier to score inside, too.
Count that one.
Man, how about the dexterity for this big guy? I mean, he is really smooth around the basket.
Here's Antetokounmpo. He's got 10. Powell. Welch. Shoots from 12. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. This is his first free throw of the game. He misses the free throw. The Bulls making a switch here. And he sinks the second. To go.
Not much the defense can do once he gets to the bucket.
Here's Antetokounmpo. Baseline jumper. Can't get it to go. Misses the layup. Here's Powell. From past the arc. Here's Antetokounmpo. Second chance shot. Shot misses.
Boy, that's a warm-up jumper there. I mean, when you're a pro, you can't make excuses for missing that one.
On deep. Off target. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. Here's Powell. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. The first one falls. The Raptors making a switch here. And so he makes both from the line.
The story in the first half was their low free throw percentage. They've corrected that here in the second half, and hopefully they can build on it as this game continues to progress.
Stolen. And here is Thomas. Puts the lead pass in front of him. And he gets it to go. Number 21. And so here is Chicago. Ripped away. Fast break. Here we go. And here they go. Rollins. Smooth as silk on the finger roll.
Even with the D lurking, he made it look easy with the soft finger roll.
Dimes. Stolen. Fourth quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. Here's Powell. Trichet. No good from outside. Dimes. Here's Powell. About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. They set the screen. Trichet gets the three-pointer to fall.
Right now, the defense needs to do a better job of closing out on this guy. He's heating up from outside.
From deep three-point range. No good. Here's Powell. Trichet. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. That's his first personal foul. The Bulls making a switch here. So here is Chicago. Dimes. No good on the shot. A bit long that time. And he banks in the layup.
You know, there's no fear out of him, guys. I mean, going straight to the hoop against a much bigger defender, he's got a lot of heart.
And it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
A new group in now for the Raptors. Stolen away. And here comes the break. Terrific assist and nice finish. Solid play all around. Tries for three. Good. 20 points for him.
Well, he certainly isn't the one to blame for them being in the hole. He's been on the money with his game.
Markkinen. Dimes. The Bulls making a switch here. Raptors on defense. Shot from front. And the jumper is good.
You know, he got a lot of inches on the defender in that matchup, and he can just shoot right over the top of him without worrying about being bothered.
Here's Powell. No good off the pick. Here's the break. Tate. He takes the fantastic late pass up strong for the slam. And here's Toronto. Here's Powell. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. And Chicago has possession. Dimes. And Chicago scoring again. Here's Powell. Pass to Rollins. Backs him down. Brown. Alvarez. Nice open look, but it's no good.
He doesn't really scare a defense at all. You've seen him miss quite a few just like those.
Here's Powell. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two.
they're making it look easy here. I mean, they're just automatic from the line.
The Raptors making a switch here. Good on both. Downs. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Outside Thomas. Shot is off. He jams it straight down. Here's Pop. Outside Thomas. Here's Pop. Welsh. Shot is off. Dimes. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful.
Guys, good job working it down low and getting the high percentage look there. That's good basketball.
Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession. The Bulls making a switch here. They get it back. For the three. Harder pulls it in. Whoops, anticipated the pass. Turnover. Count the bucket. And it's blocked. Out of bounds, Bulls ball as Chicago keeps possession.
Yung iba, kapag mababagrade, hindi malalaglag. Pero mostly, kasi yung upgraded kasi hindi na
Times. And the officials call goaltending, so they'll award the basket.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
And here are the Raptors now. Here's Pop. Another steal. Dimes. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two. The first free throw is good. That one falls, so he hits both of them. Here's Pop.
That foul gives him 4, so he's just 2 away from being Dairy Queen.
First free throw is good. He's perfect from the line this time.
Boy, you have to like how he's challenging the defense now in the second half. Getting to the line for a lot of free throw opportunities.
Six to shoot. On deep. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow.
Meh. Hindi.
Nakailan ka lang? Nakailan ka na ba?
Hirap eh. Hirap umawa.
Plenty of space. Shot no good. Dimes. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk. Tipped away. Tries it from 19. Misses off the right iron. Here's Pop. Tate. And Chicago has possession. And so Chicago.
Uy, pinakain mo yung kuko mo. Betul.